Anime that caused major public outrage. Outrage. Ooh. Ooh. It's got to be Goblin Slayer. Possibly fucking, I was gonna say Shield Hero. Shield Hero's probably on, when was this shit released? Probably Shield Hero's on this list. Just because it's new, and this was released in 2019, so you gotta put fucking new shit on here. What else is gonna be on this list? What else was offensive? Nobody was really offended by the Sword Art Online rape scene. It was probably because it was so damn satisfying after. I never seen the Goblin Slayer one. I never watched that, personally. I didn't really want to see it, so I just didn't watch it. And guess what? I liked the rest of the episodes that I saw. I'm only like 4 episodes in. I didn't commit a lot of time to it, but it was great as a solution to just not look at the thing that I didn't want to see. What the fuck? a great setup for success that I lived my whole life by. What is the one that I've never seen? Boku Pico? People tell me about that shit. Don't watch that shit, Chavez. So Chavez ain't seen that shit. It's that fucking simple. It's a very simple process. Okay? It's not hard, bro. So, but yeah, let's check it out, man. Play. Oh, play.
Anime has a long and rich history filled with innovative, creative people.
Right.
However, like with everything else, there have been moments in anime history that were met with nothing less than scorn and outrage.
Mr. Popo!
I
love
Mr.
Mr. Popo.
A whole lot of scorn and outrage. These range from shocking
In
imagery and
Pokemon?
topics to
Ooh,
production
Veroni
choices
Kitchen?
that
Bro,
led
that
to
shit's so hard. Where my sword at, nigga? Hold on, I'll be right back. Y'all ain't ready for that shit. I know I got some people here that is a little new. You know what I mean? So you ain't seen some of my shit. So this shit right here was fucking hilarious, bro. Why am I doing that? Check that shit out. That reverse blade right there, my nigga. Look at that shit. Some real weeb shit right there. I could project my virginity for Jesus for days with this motherfucker. Look at that. Reverse blade and all that. But the story behind this is I was actually looking for stuff to order. It was for gifts for people. And I saw this on Amazon. They recommended it to me. And I just bought everything that was in my cart at the time. And that's when they sent it to me. But I had to pay for shipping to send it back. So it's actually more cost effective to just keep it. That's what I told myself. Actually, Skitten's the one that told me just to keep it. But it was nice. I got to buy myself a nice little gift from an anime that I fucking love. But anyways, let's get it.
Show's downfall. Whatever the case may be, these are just some of the anime that have caused their fair share of controversy.
Oh, Sword Art Online isn't that shit.
Pokemon has plenty of controversial moments that has sparked outrage, but everybody knows about the one that put kids in the hospital. The infamous Pokemon episode Cyber Soldier Porygon that aired only once in Japan on December 16th, 1997.
I had no idea that happened.
Unaware, this episode caused a small panic in Japan at the time and sent kids to the hospital due to the strobe light effects that happened suddenly in the episode. While they're trying to escape the cyber world, Pikachu uses Thunderbolt on a missile being shot at them. The resulting explosion creates a red and blue strobe effect that flashes on the screen for about 20 seconds. Reports quickly came in about kids who saw the episode having to be rushed to the hospital after suffering from seizures.
For having seizures, bro. 20 seconds? Dude, are you trying to give people seizures, bro? God damn. That's a good start to the list.
The episode was never aired again. There are a few other episodes in Pokemon's history that have received outrage, but none of them have come close to hospitalizing
causing
kids.
Seizures?
At some point, every kid has imitated something they've seen on TV or read in a book.
Bro, who watched Death Note and thought they wasn't finna be offended? Like, that didn't sound right. But you know what you're in for.
It's an integral part of growing up to imitate the things you see on the screen. That being said, those same things will often land you in trouble.
Classmates, he wrote in a book titled Death Note.
Death Note was a tour de force anime that's regarded as perhaps one of the best.
Fucking weeb ass nigga. The weird kids did a bunch of weird shit in high school. It didn't make the fucking news. But I guess we shouldn't be saying that with everybody getting shot and shit. So I guess you guys better be careful out there.
Drama/thrillers. It's by every sense of the word a classic, even receiving its own hilarious Netflix adaptation. Death Note, to put it briefly, is about a bored high school student named Light who finds a magic notebook that when someone's by angsty teens and you're just parents. This was one fad people weren't hopping on the bandwagon for.
I just skipped through it.
There are some controversies that come from something outside the show or even outside the production staff. People have been talking a lot about Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin is fucking good,
not because of the anime or manga, but because of the creator. It has come out recently that the author of Kenshin, Nobuhiro Watsuki, has been charged with possession of underage photos and videos.
Well, guess I gotta put this sword up. What? What? No! Why didn't anybody tell me?
This, along with his following arrest, has caused the new manga, Rurouni Kenshin Hokkaido, to be put on hold. This news obviously didn't sit well with fans or the larger anime community, especially since Kenshin was supposed to be a character in Jump Force. Now, the outrage isn't at anyone except the creator of Rurouni Kenshin, but this did spark a larger debate about separating the author from the work.
Motherfuck. God damn it. Are you serious, bro? Your boy Chavez can't catch a break, bro. I didn't be taking L. Then what can I like?
People are questioning whether or not they could even support the franchise now that they know the truth about its creator.
Just put somebody else on it, man, so I could just keep liking what I like. You
Neon Genesis
motherfucker.
will always be a sore spot for anime fans, no matter how much time has passed. To this day, it's still one of the most hotly debated anime in history.
I don't think I've seen it.
Is it brilliant? Is it terrible? You could argue this point forever and still not get anywhere. However, fans mostly agree on the final 2 episodes of the original anime. The series had always ran close to deadlines when it was in production, and this was true of the final 2 episodes. These 2 last episodes deviated significantly from the story and featured a lot of experimental animation and flashbacks. Even in the dub, the voice actor for Shinji, Spike Spencer, did a rant during the credits about how none of this made sense and rambling as Shinji, who was still in the dream world. The ending caused so much of an uproar, Studio Gainax went on to produce 2 films to give a true ending to the series. We certainly have come a long way as far as anime and content. Sure, the occasional scene will outrage or upset fans, but we have come to tolerate a lot of other content that was once considered uncouth. Akira is considered by many to be one of the best anime films of all time. It's been referenced in many other movies, like the iconic motorcycle slide. However, part of the marketing for the original run of the movie labeled this one of the most controversial films of all time. Now, this could be some clever marketing at the time, but it would be fair to argue that the graphic violence, body horror, and general drug use warranted the reaction it got at the time.
Dude, it's one of those anime, though, that honestly is never overhyped. Like, they talk about how good it is, and you watch it, and it's just like, it does not disappoint at all. It is a little bit gross and uncomfortable with some of those things, but it just gives, like, a grit to it that really draws you into the story.
Of course, cartoons were largely seen as a kid's thing, so an anime movie with kids swearing, doing drugs, and riding motorcycles can be seen as a bit too much.
Beating the shit out of each other? Yeah.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Saint Seiya Knights of the Zodiac originally aired back in 1986 and lasted until 1989.
So there was another Zodiac type thing that's on Netflix that I was looking for. I was looking for this Knights of the Zodiac and found a different one. After further research, it looks like they're actually the same show.
In that time, it garnered a cult following with a dedicated fan base and has a Netflix reboot on the way. The show hasn't been released on Netflix
yet. What
is
that?
But the trailer did show viewers a lot. The most drastic change being that it'll be a 3D CGI anime. However, longtime fans of the series did have a gripe with the trailer. One of the characters, Andromeda Shun, is going to be a female, when in the original, they were an androgynous character, which tanked the like-dislike of the trailer on YouTube. Eugene Sun, the showrunner for this reboot, took to Twitter to explain his reasons for the gender swap, saying there were already too many male characters, and having a female one would work better for the show. They say that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, but often the person who's being imitated won't see it that way. SSSS Gridman took the mecha anime scene by storm last year, and was by most accounts a good show. However, there were some details and sequences that looked awfully familiar. Entire cast is stuck in a Groundhog Day style time loop for 8 episodes.
I would fucking shoot some. I hate that shit. Groundhog Day shits are one of my least favorite episode types ever. It's so boring. Oh my god.
The episodes were more or less the same exact story, animated 8 times. In the manga, Haruhi wishes for an endless summer, and because she's God, she unknowingly bends reality to have summer repeat before Kyon can break the cycle. This was recreated in the anime pretty faithfully, but fans weren't happy that 8 full episodes depicted the same thing over and over again like some sick prank. The episodes are still talked about to this day, with running jokes and memes still being referenced.
I'm irritated by just hearing about it.
Darling in the Fran XX took the world by storm when it aired.
Is that the one where the people got to be in doggy style to run their robots?
It has won the award for quickest 180 from people's favorite to people's most hated show. While it can be agreed that Darling was always destined to be bad, there were some moments before the end that could foretell the series' inevitable decline. Putting aside the awful ending in third arc, the episode that made even die-hard fans riot online was episode 14. This centers around the love triangle between Ichigo, the childhood friend of the show's protag, Hiro, and the mysterious manic pixie dream girl, 02. Episode 13 built up 02 and Hiro's relationship quite a bit, to the point where Z2 admits she sees Hiro as her true love. Following, Kite is a dark film about a girl who lost her parent, and
this shit look lit as fuck, by the way. Just saying.
is then taken in by the ones who ended the lives of her parents to be trained as an assassin. The main character, Sawa, is sent on missions by her two guardians to take people out. All the while, the two take advantage of her when she's not out and about. The film has been banned in many countries due to this premise. Despite that, a toned-down live-action remake was made starring Samuel L. Jackson, with a lot of the more graphic scenes removed or taken down a notch. If you've ever wanted to get into the Fate series, you're in for one heck of a ride. If you can even figure out which series to watch first, eventually you'll find yourself at Fate Stay Night. Love it or hate it, there are some things people had hoped for in the original entry to the series.
It was
like if Saber and Shiro were finally gonna ship. However, that's not exactly what ended up happening. Instead of having the love scene everyone wanted, we were shown perhaps the worst CGI in anime history, as well as an ending that rivals Neon Genesis Evangelion's. This dragon looks like it was an unused asset in a PS1 game, for crying out loud. Needless to say, fans felt they were gypped out of the ending they wanted, and at this moment still ranks high on the showrunners and creators trolling their fans list.
That show was... because I
think ever watched a show where the main character turns out to be something nobody else saw coming, like some sort of Shyamalan-like twist? Well, in anime, one of the best examples of this is from Yu Yu Hakusho. Up until this point, we've been following confirmed human Yusuke and his band of friends battle all kinds of supernatural baddies. However, during the Chapter Black arc, it's revealed that Yusuke is also part demon. Down, down, down. While the idea of humans being capable of truly demon-like cruelty was interesting, it didn't need to be personified by our main protagonist being an actual demon. This was Yusuke, the happy-go-lucky guy who was always willing to take on inhuman monsters through sheer force of will, proving that a human can hold his own against the powers of evil. Well, turns out he's actually a super special demon boy. What a twist!
It was one of those endings where just like that arc was never going to be as good as the Dark Tournament anyways. It was kind of like whatever.
This next kind of outrage falls into that oh-so-sweet category of higher up of the show does something to ruin it for the rest of us. Thanks to anime director Kazuyoshi Yaganuma, the entire legacy of MMO Junkie was thrown in the mud. It was revealed back in early 2018 that Mr. Yaganuma had a rather disturbing recollection of history in World War II. You see, it's one thing to be anti-Semitic, but to straight up deny the Holocaust ever happened is a new level of messed up altogether. These tweets reached several streaming platforms and parent companies, all of which condemned his statements. Rather than apologizing in any way, Mr. Yaganuma doubles down on his statements, a strategy that has never worked for anyone in the past. In fact, it worked so well for him that Studio MD canned him, after denouncing him and most likely blacklisting him from the industry.
He doesn't think the Holocaust is real? Why not?
JoJo's been around for a long time, so it's very surprising that the show has only sparked major outrage once in its more than 2 decades-long run. To describe the plot of JoJo adequately in this short entry would be a daunting task, and an ultimately fruitless one, seeing as the plot of the show is basically in the title. However, JoJo has gone through so many iterations and new seasons, each with a different protagonist, that it can be a bit overwhelming. However, we'll be focusing on the OVA from the 90s, the Stardust Crusade. In the manga, Dio is seen reading some text from a book, vowing to destroy Jotaro. However, in the anime, the staff unknowingly used sections from the Quran. Needless to say, there was outrage aplenty, with the backlash even affecting the English release of the manga and anime.
That's dope.
Now, we've talked about sexual assault in this video a few times already. How it can be harmful to viewers and why it was controversial. However, Rising of the Shield Hero, another in a long line of recent isekai shows, takes this in another direction entirely.
Isekai,
In the
that's the
first
word.
episode, we have our main character not only robbed, but has a false accusation leveled against him that lands him in deep trouble. Now, the timing of this is everything, especially with Western audiences amidst the hashtag #MeToo movement. Some people thought this was in poor taste, while others thought that it represented a very small amount of incidences. Regardless, people were up in arms on both sides of the aisle at the very idea of a woman faking an allegation, as the very act of faking one hurts all parties involved.
What? What? How does it hurt all parties involved if the girl fakes allegation? Like, the whole issue that people have with it, which is why it's even a thing in the first place, is because, like, a dude can have his whole career ruined, and the girl is just like, you know, I just faked it. Oops. Like, that's what people talk about. The people say that they want the women's punishment to be just as severe as the man's. That's why it's an issue. But I understand what he's just trying to write it in a way that's just succinct and everything. So.
Universally labeled the black sheep of the series, Dragon Ball GT has earned a lot of outrage and hate among Dragon Ball fans. For starters, the series began by turning adult Goku back into a kid, a move most fans looked at and thought, yeah, but why though? Why though?
For real?
When Kid Goku was back, the charm of the prequel didn't come
That
back.
shit did
Aside
not
from
work.
Kid Goku, it seemed like nearly every decision for this show was the wrong one. Why does this show have an anime rap opening?
Sorry, James. All right, we're going to stop it there. I'm sure there's some more other things that have outraged people over the times. There'll be some parts cut out of this just for the sake of the video we put in time of making. And I'll holler at you guys in the next one, ChavezzSlovakia. Peace.